Hello, baseball fans. Welcome to our crossover between the Braves and the Toronto Blue Jays. 92 World Series participants, and hopefully they're trying to both get back here and face this year. Of course, I'm Coach Ken Anderson for Hardcore Braves, and from BlueJays Avenue Podcast, Rob, how you doing tonight?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be fun, man. It's it's a great series every time the Braves and Jays meet. So, thanks guys for having me on. I'm excited to get to know what's going on with your team, and yeah, man, just thanks. Excited.
We're excited to have you, and of course, I've got my main man Ryan. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Good, man. I've been looking forward to this crossover stuff, man. We've been talking about it for a while, so it's going to be cool to get another perspective. I just love talking baseball in general and hearing about other baseball teams too. So I can't wait for this to get going.
This was a fun one to do because all Braves country was pulling for y'all, Rob, in the postseason last year because y'all were playing the Evil Empire. We don't mention them by name. So it's going to be fun. We're going to kind of go through, first of all, kind of the overview of what these two teams are. Right now, Atlanta is 40-20. They're 9 games up in the division over the Nats, 9.5 over the Phillies. The Blue Jays are off to a slow start, but Rob's going to tell you why. They're 29-31. They're 9 games back of the Rays, as Ryan calls them the Voodoo Magic Rays, because they find some way to win. But they are in the last wild card positions. Anybody not paid attention? The American League is struggling this year. So, Rob, overview of the Blue Jays. How do y'all feel right now? June 1st, 29-31.
Considering everything that's gone on, I think we're in an okay spot. Considering the AL as a whole has kind of just been mediocre at best, I guess you want to call it. It hasn't been very good. The Rays are leading the division, like you said. Um, and yes, they do have voodoo magic, like Ryan says. Every year, it's just Braves or Rays is just it's unbelievable what they can do, man. Like with so little. So right now to be in a position where we're just outside a wild card spot, I don't mind that with all the injuries that we've gone through. It's just been injury after injury after injury, and it's a lot of teams deal with injuries. It's just how the team responds to those injuries. I mean, you guys know better than anybody how to what we're talking about here. So um it's just spring went okay. We started off by sweeping the A's, and then we started losing to some teams that we should beat, and from there on, it's just been we lost a lot of our depth going into the season, so it's just been we're trying to stay afloat right now, and considering I think we're in a good spot. And we're due to get some guys back. C should be back not long. I think Bieber's rehabbing. He started yesterday. So did Max Scherzer, so he'll be back soon. But yeah, we can get more into that when we talk about pitching. But yeah, it's been a rocky road, but it's been we got to be satisfied somewhat of where we're sitting right now.
Yeah, I think that the Blue Jays, if I was a Blue Jays fan, I'd be happy the American League got off to such a slow start. So it's labeled them. Ryan, everybody knows about injuries, and he just mentioned losing 3 of their starters. We have 3 starting pitchers trying to work their way back as well. Tell Blue Jay country why and who. We know who he is. Big Texas is the reason our pitching staff's done well. But how do you think about our team right now? 40-29 games up.
I mean, with all things considered, when you lose Schwellenbach before the season starts, Strider went down with an injury before the season starts, Joey Wentz tore his ACL. I mean, it was just we got into spring training and we were all trying to figure out who had our voodoo doll because I was so tired of the injuries. With all that considered, I mean, this team's playing great, and especially when you have Ronald who got hurt at one point. Oh yeah, he got off to probably one of the slowest starts in his career. Drake Baldwin, when he was healthy, my goodness, he's probably been the MVP candidate probably the MVP for the Braves. Michael Harris is probably right there with him. He's probably blossoming into a top 10 talent in Major League Baseball right now. He's so good. Matt Olson was an MVP candidate in April. He took a little bit of a step back, but I mean, I think that's kind of, par for the course over 162 games. But the one constant that we've had has been pitching and the back end of the bullpen. The back end of the bullpen is probably the best in Major League Baseball. I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but when you got probably the best lefty in the game, then you got Suarez throwing 100 miles an hour with 90-mile-an-hour splitters, and then you got Iggy coming in doing what he does. The game kind of feels over for the opponent after 6 innings. It's been really fun, especially because what you guys are going through, my goodness, we went through it the last 2 years. So we all over here understand what you're going through over there north of the border with the injuries.
Yeah, their team almost sounds like our 24 and 25 team, and but they have guys going to come back. We kind of caught the injury bug too late in the season, so that helps the Blue Jays. So we're going to get to the offense first because the pitching matchups this series are great. The one thing the Blue Jays are going to do is they're going to bring their 3 best pitchers so far that's healthy into the series. And Rob was telling us they were throwing bullpen games, so we're not going to get to that in Atlanta. But let's look at the offense. Here's the numbers. Braves are second in average in baseball, 263, third in OPS at 761. And Rob, when I look at y'all, I think I know what's going on a little bit. You're 11th in average, 244, ninth in on-base percentage in baseball, but you're 24th in OPS. That means you're not slugging the baseball. Am I correct, Rob?
That's correct. You look at our team and we're just lacking power for some reason. Vlad has I think he has 4 home runs on the season. For some reason, he just hasn't been able to lift the ball in the air. Like, we all know Vlad hits the ball hard. It's with him, I think it's purely launch angle, and he just needs to get the ball up in the air. And if he can get the ball in the air, he can hit it out. He can hit it a long way. We know this, but I think Okamoto leads the team in home runs with 12. He's the one guy, but we've relied on a lot of inexperienced guys this year in the lineup too. We called up Yohendrick Pinango from AAA, which he's been great. He's been really good. He has a couple home runs, but he's still young. We called up a guy named Charles McAdoo 2 days ago. He's only played a couple games. Jesus Sanchez has been pretty good, all considering. He's got a good average. I think he has 6 or 7 home runs, but then you got Varsho, 6 home runs. Barger, I mean, that's almost 30 home runs out of the lineup right there from last year. You got Kirk, who's hit all them home runs last year. I think he had, close to 20 or if not 20 home runs last year. So, yeah, power's been an issue in Toronto, to say the least, and hitting with runners in scoring position. I believe Ernie Clement has upwards to near the top of the league in doubles, but I mean, other than that, it's a lot of doubles, right? The power has been an issue for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Ryan would look at it and was like, wow, that is definitely the problem with the Blue Jays. And for us Braves fans, let's hope it doesn't, because they can go out and true us in the right field for sure. Now, Ryan, the Braves, that's not been a problem. There are only two teams in baseball, them and the White Sox, have 3 guys with at least 13 home runs. Now, Blue Jay fans, you're not going to get one of them. Drake Baldwin is on the IL. But you're going to get the other 2 in Olson and Harris. And Ronald Acuna has just got red hot. 5 homers in 4 games. Ryan, it looks like he's fixing to come into his own again.
Yeah, it was very encouraging to see Ronald kind of take over a game like he used to. I think he had 5 stolen bases in the series as well, so that was fun to watch. I worry about high velocity up in his zone against Ronald. I think that's the one last piece of the puzzle that we have to see before I'm 100% saying, yeah, Ronald's back. Because, like I said in the Reds preview, he handles the velo well down in the zone. Like low velo, 90 to 94, he can absolutely murder that ball down in the zone. But once you start kicking it up to 97, 98, up in the zone, he's going to have trouble with it. And I think that's where Ronald can get in trouble a little bit and where he can struggle. I don't know if he is 100% back on that track where he's getting on top of that ball and launching it. We'll see, because he's going to see high spin fastballs this series with Gaussman at 17 IVB, and then you got Yasevich, who has the ridiculous 20-inch IVB. So it's going to be interesting to say the least. But I think the big guy that the Blue Jays are going to have trouble with this series is going to be Harris, because he's just hitting everything. It doesn't matter. Fastball, slider, split, sliders below the zone, split below the zone. He's just hitting everything in sight right now.
Yeah, so Blue Jay fans want to look at it. He hit a home run against the Red Sox. It was a changeup about 18 inches off the ground. He hit it 420 foot to center. That tells you how hot he is. Real quick here, Rob. Now, right now, your four top OPS guys: Sanchez 785, Guerrero 776, Clement 771. Of course, of the doubles. Clement's getting a ton of doubles. Varsho 749, and then it kind of craters. Okamoto's at 711. So anybody that you feel like is hot coming in the series, and who needs to get hot for y'all?
I'd say the hottest hitters coming into this series, probably Nathan Lucas, who he's come back off the IL. He's got an 8-game hit streak going. So, and he's hitting every game since coming back. I believe he's played in 6 games, I believe. But the other guy that was hot, I believe, was Sanchez. Vladdy's starting to heat up a little bit again. Okamoto was in a real bad funk there for about 3 weeks, where he was just striking out and just not hitting the ball at all. I believe he was in an 0 for 21 stretch at one point. He's starting to finally come back a little bit. Varsho's been heating up a little bit lately. As we know, we talked before the show how streaky of a hitter he can be. So there are some guys that are starting to wake up for the Blue Jays. And the young kid, Pinango, he's been really good since being called up. I think he has over a 300 average. So he's been doing and holding his own in the major leagues. So yeah, I would say those are probably the main guys that are starting to wake up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see the young kid. He's a left fielder, so we'll see how he plays. And now for us, Brian, Baldwin's not going to be in. He's led us in OPS all year, but Olsen 882, Harris 868, and Dominic Smith 852. Me and Rob and Ryan talked before. He's been a lifesaver for the Braves, Blue Jays country, and you're going to get him at least twice. And with Corbin, he may get 3 starts because Corbin can't really blow the ball by Dominic. So who else has been hot, Ryan, that they need to know about, and who's been struggling for us?
Well, I think we made it well known that Ronald was back, so we'll see how well that carries over. Michael's been red hot. Matt Olson's kind of been laying in the weeds, let's per se. He's not been crazy hot. He hasn't been crazy cold. He's just kind of been, right at the Mendoza line, so to speak. Dom hasn't had a whole lot of playing time lately, so it's kind of tough to say whether he's hot or not, but he's always just put together consistent at-bats, and he just hits. Yaz has been red hot. I mean, I think he led us in OPS, as you stated before the show, with over 900 OPS in the month of May, so he's been going really good. Our catchers suck right now. just to say, point blank, I can't get on to Trumpy and Sandy too much. I mean, they're just not everyday catchers, so they're just being thrust in a role that they can't handle, and they're doing a fine job. The big one that is killing me personally and has been eating up Braves Twitter, and that is a hot topic, has been Austin Riley. Hey, everybody knows he's a notorious slow starter, but this year it's just kind of snowballing on him. So he's really been struggling with his approach consistently. And the other one is Ha-Seong Kim, but I don't know how much you're going to see of HSK this series because Mateo's been playing out of his mind in the last week or so. So Mateo's been probably one of the top 3 hitters for us in the Atlanta Braves order in the last week. He's been absolutely murdering the baseball. So that's who's hot and that's who's not.
Yeah, Blue Jay fans are going to be shocked that Jorge Mateo can actually hit. He's always been a good fielder, but he's actually on fire right now. So we'll see how long that continues. And they're just riding that hot train right now. And the other guy's been kind of around the Mendoza line of just kind of like he's just one day he has a good day, one day it doesn't as Ozzy. So we'll see how it goes this series. All right. So with that said, what fans should be really looking forward to this series is if both pitching staffs are pretty solid, and even with the injuries that they've both had all the way through their pitching staff, they've been good. Braves sit second in ERA at 3.16, second in WHIP 1.07, that's phenomenal. The Blue Jays are 11th in ERA at 3.89 and 14th in WHIP at 1.28. A lot of that's a little bit because they have a couple of guys who throw. Corbin's one of them that's going to pitch Wednesday. They do allow traffic on the base, Rob. But overall, your pitching staff has done pretty decent, and it's probably kept you in here, don't you think?
Yeah, the pitching definitely has done well, considering all the injuries they've had on the pitching front. Max Scherzer really hasn't gotten going this year. He got hurt. Bieber hasn't got his season underway yet. He's just started to rehab yesterday, as did Max Scherzer, like I mentioned before. And Dylan Cease injured his hamstring in his last start. He's missed one start already. He'll probably be back after the 15 days, but Patrick Corbin, as you mentioned, has probably been this team's savior this season, almost like Eric Lauer was to us last year. Yep. He's just been a key piece, a very good under-the-radar pickup. He had a rough outing, maybe his first, second outing of the year for us, but since then, he's just been on fire. He's just been locating. And a guy like that who's changed himself from what he was in Washington to now, he's a guy that needs to locate at this point of his career. So, but he's doing that and he's getting out, and yeah, he looks really, really good. So, hats off to Patrick Corbin. So he's been great for us. He's been excellent. And I believe Gausman goes in game 1. So we're set up pretty well with Gausman, him, but then we got TBD, the bugaboo in the Blue Jays rotation, which we deal with like twice a week right now. So it's tough when you're going through bullpen games. It's just something that's not sustainable. You can't sustain that for long. It's going to kill your bullpen. And ultimately we'll see games like what happened the other day in Baltimore. So, I like the way we're set up in this series. We'll see. Because I believe on game 3 it's Sale versus TBD. So I'll chalk that guys as a win for you guys.
Well, Braves are thinking you're going to get the kid. They think because of your day off today, they're going to get the kid. They think they're going to just because their situation being under 500, so it could turn into a great pitching.
They think it's going to be a Savage.
That's who they think. Yeah, that's who they're thinking. So we'll see. Before we get into the pitching matchups, Corbin's been their surprise. Ryan, you want to tell them who our starting pitcher has been our surprise? They're going to get him. We'll get him into. We've had 2 of them. We're going to get one of them pitching this week. We'll wait to hit pitching matchups. We have 2 guys who have been our lifesaver, and Ryan will tell you who they are.
Yeah, the probably the number one enemy of Braves Twitter for the last 5 years, Bryce Elder. He has been he's been a savior for us this year, especially with everybody who went down early. I mean, I think he was, until his last start, which was his first blow-up in, a while, because even going back to last year, he was pitching really well before the end of the year. He had a sub-2 ERA. His whip was really good. I think even his FIP was under a 4. So, I mean, he's been pitching really well. It got to the point where me and Ken were both like texting back and forth to each other every time he starts. I'm like, I expect 6 innings of like 2 to 3 earned run baseball out of this guy, and that, when you can pencil that in, that's probably one of the best feelings. And then on top of that, one of the other additions that Braves Twitter threw an absolute fit over this offseason was Martin Perez. getting him. The old crafty lefty, just like Patrick Corbin has been for you guys, able to locate and get outs. That's kind of what Martin Perez is for us. He's able to just, I don't think he pitches this series, but he's just able to dial in the zone. He's able to get outs. He's able to sequence hitters really well, and he's able to give you 5-6 innings, keep you in the ball game, and give you a chance to win. Those two guys have really saved our pitching staff this year, because if we didn't have them, we got 2 question marks in a rotation that was early on decimated in spring training. It's been really fun to watch those guys step up.
And the 2 question marks, Texas got to be kicking their behind, because they don't have a 4th and 5th starter, and that should be Corbin and Perez out there. All they had to do is just re-sign them. So that's Ranger problems. That's not Blue Jay and Braves problem. We can laugh at them for doing that. So, all right, here's the pitching matchups. All right, game 1. We know these are the pitching matchups in the first and second game. Elder, 2.50 ERA. Gossman, 3.13. Game 2, Holmes is a 3.95 against Corbin, 3.65, and Sale, 2.01. And Braves think it's Yosavi, and that's 2.19 coming in. Runs are going to be at a premium, and y'all can take it where way you won't go to, because that back end of the bullpen on both teams can be locked down. So it might be the first 1 to 4 runs this series wins these games, Rob. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're gonna be tightly contested games. I mean, I just don't know with your guys' offense, man. You guys are so good, man. Like, you guys hit the ball, man. I see a lot of your games are high scoring. You guys hit a lot of home runs. So if we can keep the ball inside the ballpark, I think that they can be close games. But if you guys hit home runs, man, I don't know, man. You guys worry me this series. I'm not gonna lie. I'm worried about the Braves facing you guys, because. But every time we play, though, it's always usually pretty good games. So the history's there for a really, really good, really tight series. So we'll see what happens.
We're very worried about your 3 you're bringing in the pitch, because they have the stuff to get us out. What y'all don't realize is all through the season on Braves Hip Coil, that's our hitting show that Ryan does, is great. We have pegged the pitcher each series, and it's always been this same type pitcher. Well, you're going to throw 3 of them. That's been our problem. So Blue Jay fans, have faith. This could be, our kryptonite. Ryan, what do you think about the pitching matchups?
I like that we got Big Texas and Sale going in this series. I can't lie to you on that, but it's not ideal facing Gosman, and I think we're facing you Savage. I don't see how we're not. And the fastball split has really, or the fastball changeup combination has really given some guys fits this year. I mean, you look up and down the lineup, I would guarantee you we're not hitting but maybe 200 against the changeup. And I think we got a lot of guys struggling with fastballs right now that shouldn't be. One of them being Ronald. Granted, he'd had a great week this past weekend in Cincinnati. Again, it wasn't high velo. I'm sorry, Ronald. Don't hate me. I'm just being honest with you, buddy. It wasn't high velocity. You're going to get that this series. Riley's really struggled against it. He has really struggled against fastballs, I think, this year. Olson's been a little late on some fastballs. About the only guy consistent with the fastball changeup was Baldwin. He's out. And Michael Harris, we got him. Ozzy he kind of fluctuates just because he's got such good bat-to-ball skills, but God, he chases way too much out of the strike zone lately. So it really is a flip of the coin, and it's going to really depend on us keeping you guys off the scoreboard to give those guys a chance to put some runs on the board. I think if we put runs on the board first, it could be a really tough series for the Blue Jays, but if it's very tightly contested late with the kind of bullpens that both these teams have, it's going to be really, really close, tight games.
Yeah, we should have some great games, and I'm excited to get to see all 3 of them there. So before we get into our predictions, let's talk about the coaching staff. Blue Jay fans, Ryan will harp on it a little bit. Part of the reason why we're really successful is our coaching staff has crushed this year. Their decision-making, one just recently was Kenley was struggling, giving up home runs, and Hefner quickly changed it. He said it was his stride. He changed it back, and Kenley's back to being okay. So Ryan will give our grade. Rob, how's your coaching staff doing in Toronto?
Oh, man. Yeah, they signed John Schneider to an extension in the offseason. And rightfully so. I get it. It was 3 year extension. Last year they made the World Series, so I mean, I guess he earned it. But there's just been too many mistakes out of the bullpen. Managing wise, I don't know why he continues to trust Jeff Hoffman in the ninth inning. The other day in Baltimore, that should not have happened. He used Farland in the eighth inning, and he was kind of forced to bring in Hoffman for the ninth because I think he used Rogers in the seventh. Which I mean, if it was me, I just don't know how you can leave Hoffman as an out at this point. Whether if you want to use Varland in the eighth, that's fine. But you just can't go to Hoffman right now in the ninth inning because he's just so unreliable. I mean, the guy threw 9 straight balls at one point. In my opinion, a major league pitcher should never throw 9 straight balls. Like, I'm sorry. It's unacceptable. And some of the stuff that I think Walt Weiss is going to school him if it's a close game. I really do. I don't have much faith in John Schneider right now. There are things I like about him. He is a good players manager. He defends his players, stuff like that. But some of the on-field calls are so questionable. And Blue Jays fan base right now is not happy with him.
Well, if like I said, y'all get a chance, Blue Jay fans, y'all check out the Braves hip coil because first thing Ryan said on the Braves hip coil, he thinks Varland should actually be closing for y'all, and I love Varland. I think
Absolutely.
He's tough.
He is a dog, and he is nasty. He is disgusting.
Well, he is closing, right? This is the problem. He's closing sometimes. They removed Hoffman from the closing role about 2 weeks ago, but yet some games you're still getting Hoffman.
Yeah, he can't do
and
that.
It's like he doesn't know if he's, and this is the thing I'll kind of defend Hoffman on. He doesn't know if he's pitching in the seventh, eighth, or ninth inning. He doesn't know what his defined role is, and it's messing with him. And you just can't do that to a guy like, especially a closer, a guy that was got taken from his role like that. He says he's going to pitch in lower leverage until things change, but there's just been no evidence of that, and I agree, Ryan. Varland is a dog. When he's in there, he closes games, he gets the job done. Can't say the same for Hoffman.
No, and we skated by that one because the Braves were interested in Hoffman, so I was glad he filled his medical because I wasn't a big Hoffman guy. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let the Blue Jay fans know what we think of our coaching staff, Ryan.
They can't do any better. I will say the one problem's been base running. God, do we get so many outs on the base paths here lately? Whether it's mainly getting picked off, questionable stolen bases. Sometimes guys try to stretch singles into doubles when they shouldn't. Matt Olson, I'm looking at you. But, all in all, I mean, you can't really I can't complain about the pitching staff. I mean, not pitching staff, but the coaching staff. Walt Weiss has there's nothing that I can complain about Walt. He has managed every single game to the best of his ability. There's going to be some games, like Rob, where you just don't have the back end of the bullpen available, and it's going to be, all right, starter, you got to go 7-8 innings just to get to the one guy we got available, or it's going to be really questionable, or the offense has to blow the gates open early. And when it doesn't happen, which it has for a lot of the bit of the season, which has been nice, you just don't win those ball games. But I mean, when those guys are available, you can just take a look back in Cincinnati, the series when it was very close and Grant Holmes was pulling his typical BS and can't get out of the fourth or fifth inning. Walt goes out there and hooks him and brings in the bullpen to shut the door down to give the guys a chance to win the ball game. And it's not even just that, but he's putting in small ball too. Like, he picks his spots to push a squeeze run and just to get a run across the base, or bunt here to move guys along the bases to give his big boys RBI opportunities. It's just, he's managed a really good game. Tommy Watkins over at third base, I think, has made maybe one mistake on sending a runner the entire year. Tim Hires has done a phenomenal job with the hitters this year. They're finally taking heed to his approach and have made some adjustments. And I mean, it's been, I can't have any complaints on the coaching staff besides base running.
No, We've really got a lot of steals. JP Martinez done a great job in the bullpen. He's got all the bullpen guys are always ready. So yeah, it's a good team. Blue Jay fans, it's not, everybody else can brag on us. We're surprised as y'all are because we lost those pitchers and we lost some hitters, but they are playing well. But it's a long season. If they were a 60-game champion like it was in 2020, we could claim one like the Evil Empire does. But we'll forget them for a second. We have a 3-game set, really good pitching. The Blue Jays hitters are getting warm at the right time. I think the first game and the third game would definitely be pitcher's duel. The second game could get a little squirrely. Depends on which Corbin Holmes, which goes longer. And so right now it's prediction time. And give me your prediction on what the series is going to be, Rob, and then who you think is going to be the MVP of the series.
I think it's going to be 2-1 Braves. I think you guys take 2 games. How the games are, I mean, it could go either way, 2-1 Braves or 2-1 Jays, but I'm going to say for prediction's sake, 2-1 Braves. Just because I think the long ball will be a factor at some point. I don't know which games are won and lost. I mean, it could go because like you said, the pitching matchups are really good. So, and the MVP, I'm going to give the MVP to, I think Matt Olson. I think Matt Olson's going to have a big series. He's going to be tough for Jays to handle.
Yeah, Blue Jays win 2 out of 3. Who's going to be the guy for the Blue Jays you think offensively will have the big week against us?
Offensively, I'm going to say Vlad wakes up this week. I'm going to say Vlad wakes up in this series a little bit and has a much better series. So I'll say Vlad.
I like that. I like Vladdy. Ryan, what's your prediction?
I'm going to stay true what I said on the hip call and what we said on the recap yesterday, Ken. I think it's going to be very tight, but I think the Braves find a way to pull two wins out. It could, like I said, like we've said the entire show, it could go one way or the other in any of these 3 games. So I'm not going to be upset, and I'm not going to, burn Twitter down if we lose 2 games this series because the Blue Jays do have a really good pitching staff, and it's hard to hit good pitching. So, but I still think we take 2 out of 3. And I think Michael Harris just lights the world on fire this series. I think because you got Ronald, you got Matty Olson, you got some guys that surround him, and he just kind of lays in the weeds, and then you're like, oh, crap, yeah, he's hitting 310 right now with almost a 900 OPS. So I think Michael Harris is going to have a big series. But I'm with Rob on this. If the Blue Jays if they score, it's going to be Vladdy Daddy that has a big series, unfortunately, and that scares me.
He can hit the ball out of any ballpark, so he might find a waterfall off of a couple of our pitchers because he crushes it. I'm also going to say 2 out of 3 Braves. I'm like Ryan. I think it go in Rob. I think it go either way. I think it's never not going to be a sweep either way, and I think it's going to come down to. Wouldn't be surprised if it'll come down to Thursday night. But with that said, I'm going to go Mike Yastrzemski. Having a huge series. Mike's red hot, and I think his pitching matchups are pretty good. And I beg Walt to give him a shot against Corbin because I know he usually sits against left-handers, but Rob, you'll find out our right-handed lineup does not sound as scary as our left-handed lineup. So, yeah, we'll see what Walt does. He's won a lot more MLB games than me, so I'll lean on him. I've got a different one. If the Blue Jays do this, I got a feeling that Dalton Varsho is going to wake up and have a big series.
I like it.
I think he kind of owns us in the past, too.
Yes.
I think he just eats us up. That's a really good pick. I like that. God,
I like
Jesus.
that. Yeah, I didn't even think about Varsho, but yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I'll give it a $110 with you. I talked so much shit about Varsho during the World Series last year. He's definitely going to eat us from the back. I already can feel it.
His daddy owned us, too, so that's a... So we'll see. So we're gonna get out of here on final thoughts, and then we'll plug our stuff. What is Ryan? What's your final thought tonight on just an exciting series?
I'm looking forward to watching it. I think it's gonna be 3 really good baseball games. I think probably the best series of the week. I think it's going to be the best series of the week. But it's going to be really good. Vladdy Daddy, don't be mean to me. Varsho, please just go into a coma for the next 3 days, and go Braves. And this was really fun. I enjoyed. I hope we get to do more of these with other teams along the way too. This is really fun.
Yeah, I agree. And we're going to. So, Rob, what's your final thoughts?
Yeah, just go easy on us with the long ball, man. Especially, and I hope, and if John Schneider listens to this, well, I hope he doesn't because I kind of trashed him earlier. But please don't put Hoffman in any situations. In any close games late in the game because he will give up home runs to you guys. So, but I think it's going to be a close series. I think it's going to be hopefully some close games. Hopefully we don't, get blown out too much. But I love the matchups, man. And, Sale has just been such an animal for you guys since you guys acquired him. And again, he's in the Cy Young conversation once again. So it's like, he's going to be the toughest guy we face out of you guys. But Grant Holmes has been good. Elder's been spectacular this season. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this series. It's going to be fun.
I am too, and I'm real excited because Rob knows this, and I don't know if Ryan knows this. Blue Jays fans we have a big Blue Jay contingent down here because the snowbirds, they come down here and live in the Atlanta area. So listen, Blue Jay fans, you might not be caring about the first giveaway. Tuesday night is David Justice bobblehead night, whatever. Wednesday night, my Braves fans are going to hate me for this. It's Drake Baldwin hockey jersey night. Yes. Get to the ballpark early, make all the Braves fans mad, and get your Drake Baldwin hockey jersey.
Man.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So
that's cool.
All right, so we're going to get on out of here, but I wanted y'all to sell your stuff. Ryan is got a great hitting show for us. So Ryan, tell us about it.
It's the hitters meetings over at Braves Hip Coil, and you can find me on Twitter at Braves Hip Coil, and you can find me my personal account at Braves Homer 27. That is where I am at on X.
And if you just want to find anybody with our Hardcore Braves network, we put everything up on at Hardcore Braves, so just hit on there. I'm sure Rob's gone through and seen of all our stuff. We have a bunch of people that work for us, so they do a great job. So, Rob, where can our Braves fans jump in and get good Blue Jay talk?
You could follow us at BlueJays Avenue Pod. Myself and my co-host Rocky. You can find all our episodes there. We're now on YouTube, so you can find us on YouTube too. It would have been nice to have Rocky here, but he's on his way back from doing awesome work in Vancouver. So interviewing our high A affiliate out there. So excited to be on the show. Thanks, man. This was so much fun, man. We appreciate it.
It was great having you, and we do miss Rocky. So let's get to the playoffs somehow. We'll do a playoff show because Rocky is worth the price of admission. So you got to watch the pod because Rocky is. I love just watching him. My wife, she knows his voice, Rob. Whenever he starts talking, you must be watching the Blue Jay stuff.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so we're going to get out of here. Great series. I do sit in section 330, so I'd love to meet any of the Blue Jay fans. 2 years ago, y'all come in, and I met maybe 8 to 10 of y'all. It's great always. And the best part about Blue Jay Braves, what I tell you, Ryan, 2 national anthems. And I love hearing the Southerners trying to sing "Oh Canada." It's funny. Get to the ballpark. It's hilarious, Rob. So we're going to get out of here. Go Braves, go Jays. Let's have a good series. Biggest thing is all stay healthy. All stay healthy so they can go beat the Yankees. We don't like them, and we can go beat the evil empire, and somehow the Blue Jays and Braves can play in the World Series, guys. We're out of here.
Yeah, awesome.
We love you. Peace.